you don't know how to face the life of every day. You feel like depressed. You don't know actually how to make your life better, to put in practice all the suggestions that friends, parents, or even books that you read gives you. You don't know actually how to unstuck in your life because you feel oppressed. Well, you are in the right place then, because in this video I will give you 3 tips that can help you to overcome the problem and actually finally having your life back and start to feel much better and much happier. And welcome back to Live for Wonders. So in these episodes I want to give you my experience, and I want to start with where I come from so you can understand why I'm able to give you suggestions, and I want to assure you that the things that worked for me, even though maybe it's a different situation, will work for you for sure, because I suggested the same tips to other people because I was sure that they were working, and in fact they finally had back their life. So when I was younger, I was a teenager actually, I felt so stuck because, you know, my parents, my family, and all the friends that I had basically put in my brain, put over me, over my shoulders, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety, a lot of common things that were said about the life, the work, that you need to work hard, that the happiness is just a dream, and things like that. Fortunately, along my life, I did actually believe those things just for a few years, because otherwise I wouldn't be here helping you. Literally, probably I would be one of the people that needed help, professional help, because otherwise I couldn't really even start to live at that point. And this is something that I suggest to people that maybe need a little bit more of assistance, just, you know, so teeny tiny that maybe is enough for keeping them going. If you feel that maybe you need more assistance in your life, just go to a specialist. Don't be shy. Don't think that maybe there's something wrong with you. Unfortunately, what is wrong is the society where we live, because it's quite sick. And unfortunately, no one tells you this. I mean, I realized by myself that was something wrong with what's going around. And I realized that because I've seen that I try to do things for the wellness of the people, for, you know, getting better the life, not only my life, but life of other people. And unfortunately, I didn't find a way at that time to do so, because I thought that the problem was me and not the others, you know. I'm not saying that all the others are a problem, but unfortunately the society works in a certain way, and if you're not aware, if you don't wake up from this kind of deep sleep, it's really difficult for you to understand what's going on. So coming back to my story, I had so many troubles to understand what was the problem, and so I put everything on my shoulder. I thought that was my fault because I didn't know how to actually overcome certain problems. Fortunately, one day I found some mentors, let's say. So I call them mentors, but they were actually people that noticed that something was going wrong with my life, and they thought they could help me. And they did in the end, because they suggested me not only a way to look to the life in other ways, but also they gave me books that I could read, and you know, inspirational stuff where there were a lot of other biographies of other people that made it in their life, and their life were absolutely amazing, even though of course everyone has problem in their life. I mean, this doesn't matter, because you can overcome your problem in any case, but you know, it was a normal life, but spent for doing great things, spent for doing the stuff they really wanted. So at that point for me was the key, was the game changer, because I had someone that understood my problems, they know how to deal with that, and they suggested me to go to a psychologist as well, that actually I've been there 4 or 5 times only, because it was really, really good. At the same time, it was very expensive, I know, but it's worth it because it gave me the right pathway that I had to follow and the right suggestion I had to actually put in my brain to overcome certain problems. So once I started to read those books, to frequent the right people, I've seen that I was surrounded of very toxic and negative people, first of all. Secondly, unfortunately, for some of them, it was impossible to me to get rid of. Like, for instance, parents or family members, let's say. And that was a problem for me because I said, okay, I know that they are my problem, but they don't realize. And also is quite tricky because how can I tell them that I have a different mindset and I live with them? So I started to think how to actually move and go out that environment. I'm not saying that I was hating them. I realized that they were the result of a society that was sick. But the only fault that I found on them is that they didn't ask themselves if they were living their dream life, if they were living a life that was, a proper life. So that was their issue. But you can't tell your parents or in general the family that they have a problem, because of course they say, no, we have no problem, right? So I said, okay, the only way is going to move somewhere else, to do something else that kept me as much as possible away from home, away from the place that was actually toxic to me. And I did. And that was one of the things that gave me the chance to change my mindset, to change my mind. And then I started to read books that were inspirational. And I'm not saying motivational, because they weren't motivational. They were just inspirational. They were saying, you can come, you can actually have problems in your life, and that is normal, but also remember that you can make a lot out of them, you can get a lot of experience, and also you can learn a lot from all the stuff that you can actually see and experiment with your life. So my suggestion is at this point that first tip I'm gonna give you is to actually try to nourish your mindset. Try actually to you need to change the way you look at the life, because what you see and what you are living is just a projection of your mind in the reality. So let's say if someone offends you, you have multiple choices, okay? You can ignore them or you can reply to them. And in the middle, there is a gray zone where you can actually pick the right answer, or you can even stay in silence. It's up to you. The fact is that according to your mindset, you will pick the automatic answer to that problem. So if someone offends you, maybe you reply immediately. And maybe it's not the right thing to do. If someone saying that you're wrong, you can pick a lot of answers, but unfortunately but your brain goes automatically to the automatic answer that you always gave. If you look at something in your life, if you look, for instance, a tree, and you always had this thought about the tree that's supposed to be in a certain way, you give that for granted and you can't see anything else in that. Okay, so you need to go deeper. You need to remove all these kind of automatic thoughts and rebuild everything from scratches, and saying, it's not granted that I got the tree there. It's not granted that the tree can grow in certain ways. It's not granted that I have to answer in a particular way, and it's not granted that I have to have those kind of friends. Sometimes we have friends just because we don't want to face the problem that we have to approach someone new, and approaching someone new that maybe is different from us, that is very challenging sometimes, because you go with someone that you don't know what to expect from them. And that is the key point. When you have someone that is different from you, it's not always said that you can be friends, but try to give them a chance and see actually how you can approach in a different way that person. Maybe that person will teach you a lot. It'll teach you to have different experience. Maybe they'll teach you how to do certain things. So don't give it for granted again. Try to be as much as possible open-minded. This, for people that are depressed, under anxiety, is a very big step. I understand that. But believe me that it's like a wall, and you try to drill the wall with a driller that is very small. You think you're not producing anything because you don't see the result that you want to achieve. But slowly, you will achieve that point. You will achieve the point where this wall will be broken. You just need to try, and try again. It's not a question of if, it's a question of time, okay? So you will do surely. You just need to keep repeating and keep going, because every single time you try to come out from your comfort zone and go towards what you really want to have, it's like a small drilling machine that remove a little thing, and then more, and then more, and then more, okay? And your brain works in the same way. You need to be patient, because your brain takes time to shift the mindset that you have, to go to another type of mindset. So this is my first suggestion ever. The second is living according to what are your necessities. Now, to do so, you need to do a practical thing. You need actually to write down on a piece of paper and be honest, because according to that paper you will act in future. You need actually to write down where are you aspiring, what you want to achieve in your life, and don't make any plan for now. Just write down your desires, okay? Just write down what you really want from your life, what you want to achieve in your life, and that is enough for now, okay? What you need to do after is comparing what are your dreams and where you're standing in this specific moment in your life, because you need to face your life for what it is objectively, and see, am I moving towards my dreams? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Because even talking about law of attraction, people think that they just need to desire things, they just need to think about certain stuff that they want in their life, and poof, they magically have it under their house. It doesn't work like that. You need to make some steps. You need to work to make it happen, and certainly you will obtain what you want, but you need to work towards your dreams. And so if your dream is to be an attendant in an airplane, well, you need to start and see what is the pathway that you actually want to do, and starting to act like you want to actually do that. Do you want to be a writer? Well, start to write little things, and of course they will be good as well as maybe crap. It doesn't matter. You move the step, so from there you will learn slowly how to make it better, and surely one day you will achieve that thing. But if you don't start to do those things, it's really difficult for you to actually go ahead in your life, because you will be always standing there and thinking how good could be your life, but you don't do anything for that. Now, the third is actually something that I already told you before, and we are talking about reading positive books, actually frequenting good people and watching movies or series that are good for your brain, are good for your inspiration, because the inspiration, the desire of becoming someone is like a little flame, okay? And the more you practice, the more you fuel it, the more it grows, the more will be stable, the more will be present, and the more will bright up the room of your brain, okay? But if you keep it always very teeny tiny, the light that will come out from that candle, that light will be very, very weak, and it won't actually give you the strength of light that you really need to do your things. So this was the third tip, but it's really important, believe me. When you start to do those things, when you start actually to be in contact with positive things, when you have negative things around, you will alert immediately your system. It's like a shock, okay? And you will say, no, I don't need that. I need positive things, because the world, the news, everything around is always negative. You need something positive in your life. You need actually to act to be positive, okay? And I want to conclude this video just to remind yourself that you can make it. Seriously, I'm not here just to elude yourself or to give you false expectations. You can actually make it, because I did, and you can. You need to be helped a little bit, yes, but not necessarily from a psychologist, even though I always suggest to go there, because maybe they can see from outside what is your problem, and then you can work toward that problem. Sometimes if you ask to your friends or ask to your family, they maybe don't have the knowledge and the skill to give you exactly what's going on, and so they don't tell you the truth, but not because they are a liar, just because they don't see the problem. You know, they accept you as you are. But you need to actually see yourself from another perspective. So my suggestion is go to a psychologist if you have the fortune to afford it. Otherwise, I don't know if the NHS can provide you, but that is a good starting point. If you don't feel like yet going there, that's fine, because I didn't as well. I took like my time before going to a psychologist. I took like 2 years, if I remember well. And that's fine. Just start to nourish yourself with positive things, positive attitude. Try to change your mindset, because maybe you won't have the needing of a psychologist at a certain point. Maybe you will be satisfied with your life as you are. So for this video, for this episode is everything. Thank you very much for your attention, if you made it until here. And I just ask you the favor, if you enjoyed my video, if you found it useful, to subscribe, to press the like button, to leave a comment if you have any question, or if you want to add something to the conversation. That is always a good thing. And to press the bell so you will receive the notification for the next videos. I'll see you soon, okay? Don't forget to live for wonders. Bye bye, and see you next time.